Ubisoft has a massive problem, and it makes me wonder when we will see Secrets of the Spires for Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. Avatar Theory here, hope you're doing well and having a fantastic day. And as we know, Secrets of the Spires is currently scheduled to release fall of 2024, and looking at the US calendar, fall is the end of September until around mid-December, so we are currently in that fall period, yet we've not heard anything about Secrets of the Spires. No teaser trailer, no mention from any Ubisoft Twitter handle or any social media post. Thus, it makes me wonder if this DLC has been delayed. I say that because Ubisoft is not in a good state right now, and this comes from several news that has not only popped up about the company but about their games, as well as a massive delay for their biggest title being released this year. All of the following news will be linked in the pinned comment and the description below, and as we know, their biggest or most anticipated title for this year is Assassin's Creed Shadows, which has been under a lot of criticism, and I'm not going to go into details about those criticism. There's many videos out there covering this specific criticism about the game. But the first domino essentially started falling when Ubisoft cancelled their online appearance at Tokyo Game Show. This coming from Insider Gaming on September the 24th, where Ubisoft stated, quote, "We regret to inform you that due to various circumstances, we have decided to cancel our online participation in Tokyo Game Show 2024, which was scheduled to start at 3 p.m. on September the 26th, end quote." And interesting that they used the term various circumstances, because if the reason was purely because of Assassin's Creed Shadows, then I mean they could have just excluded that from their presentation and still focused on the DLC for Star Wars Outlaws, the DLC for Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, talk about their future projects, talk about future Far Cry games, you know, get people excited again for Ubisoft, but instead they just cancelled their whole appearance. Later that day, also by Insider Gaming, it was reported that Ubisoft had cancelled press previews of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now, it was rumored that next week some media and content creators would have gotten hands-on previews of Assassin's Creed Shadows, but that was also cancelled, which was an indication that there is a possibility that Shadows would have been delayed, but at that time there was no confirmation. However, earlier today, the official Assassin's Creed Twitter handle as well as the Ubisoft social media accounts posted this big red text stating that Assassin's Creed Shadows will indeed be delayed until February 14th, 2025. Now, you can just pause the video or go to the link and read it for yourself, but essentially they want to polish the game and make it the best they can. And of course, I'm all for that. If a company wants to delay a game and polish it further, make it the best possible product, then of course delay it until they feel it's ready. But delaying it basically 2 months before the release is a very short delay. It's like a last minute delay. Then earlier today, again by Insider Gaming, it was stated that Star Wars Outlaws had underperformed, this according to Ubisoft themselves. Their statement, quote, "Additionally, despite solid ratings and user scores across first-party and Epic stores that reflect an immersive and authentic Star Wars universe, Star Wars Outlaws' initial sales proved softer than expected," end quote. And considering Star Wars Outlaws had the biggest and most expensive marketing campaign for Ubisoft is not a good sign at all. I think that with Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, Ubisoft fumbled a bit with the marketing. I think they banked heavily with the game releasing in December of 2022, essentially alongside Avatar: The Way of Water. Thus, the movie will do the marketing for the game, but since the game was delayed by a whole year, Ubisoft didn't plan to do much marketing for the game. And I mean, I feel that if they just took a quarter of the marketing costs Star Wars Outlaws had and put that on Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, it would have sold much better. Now, one interesting thing that they stated about the delay of Assassin's Creed Shadows is that the game will also be released on Steam the same day it's being released on Ubisoft Connect. Usually, Ubisoft likes to wait 6 months to a year before releasing the game on Steam, but it seems that they're releasing it on the same day. And also, according to that statement, that financial statement from Ubisoft, they say the following, quote, "We are departing from the traditional season pass model. All players will be able to enjoy the game at the same time on February 14th, and those who pre-order the game will be granted the first expansion for free," end quote. This essentially marks the return of all their games being on Steam on day one. A very interesting choice by Ubisoft because, of course, releasing a game on Steam, Valve does take a certain cut, so if they release the game on their own store, they get 100% of the profits. So this does seem like almost like a desperate move by Ubisoft because, well, the company is just not doing well at all. If you look at the Ubisoft stock price from a year from today, you can see that it is down 62%. Just think about that. A company's share price went down 62% in 1 year. That is pretty insane, which again, why I say that Ubisoft does have a massive problem. And then just to put essentially the nail in the coffin, if you want to put it that way, also reported by Insider Gaming, they stated that Ubisoft's board is launching an investigation into the company. The specific quote goes as follows, quote, "In the light of recent challenges, we acknowledge the need for greater efficiency while delighting players. As a result, beyond the first important short-term actions undertaken, the Executive Committee under the supervision of the Board of Directors is launching a review aimed at further improving our execution, notably in this player-centric approach, and accelerating our strategic path towards a higher performing model to the benefit of our stakeholders and shareholders." Finally, let me address some of the polarizing comments around Ubisoft lately. I want to reaffirm that we are an entertainment-first company, creating games for the broadest possible audience, and our goal is not to push any specific agenda. We remain committed to creating games for fans and players that everyone can enjoy. End quote. And what's funny about this is, as I was recording this video and as I was about to finish up everything, Insider Gaming yet again posted another article about Ubisoft stating exclusive Yves Guillemot's internal memo to staff amid company struggle. It is a very lengthy letter talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows delay and the news that Star Wars Outlaws underperformed, and unfortunately there's no word on Assassin's Creed Frontiers of Pandora, but he does talk about releasing games on Steam, on Epic and Ubisoft stores at the same time, rethinking the season pass model and the setback the company is currently experiencing. A very, very interesting read, and like I said, a very lengthy read, so I don't want to go through all of that and talk about it specifically, but I highly recommend you go to that link in the description and the pinned comment below. But again, it is just indicating that Ubisoft does indeed have a massive problem. Now, Ubisoft did state that the first DLC for Star Wars Outlaws will be released on November the 21st, where the game will also be releasing on Steam, but again, no word from the Avatar Frontiers of Pandora Twitter handles, or no word about the second DLC from Ubisoft themselves. This does make me wonder, like I said, when we will see Avatar Frontiers of Pandora Secrets of the Spires, and if that DLC is delayed. I don't see Ubisoft releasing that DLC around the same time Star Wars Outlaws is releasing their first expansion or their first story pack. And considering that, well, next week is the beginning of October and we haven't gotten any word on Secrets of the Spires, I do actually see a possibility where the DLC pack is delayed. Now, it is important to note that I believe on June the 10th, the Skybreaker story pack trailer was released and the release date was July the 16th. So it was just over a month after the announcement of the DLC pack or the first trailer for the DLC, and if they want to keep within the fall 2024 window, I can see a situation where they say on the 1-year anniversary of Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, they'll be releasing Secrets of the Spires, thus a release date for December the 7th does seem like a possibility, but considering Avatar Frontiers of Pandora also didn't do grand numbers as they were hoping for, I can also see a situation where they just want to get the story pack out there and then move on to their next project. Because you have to remember that Frontiers of Pandora is being developed by Massive Entertainment, the people who made Star Wars Outlaws as well as The Division, and it is reported that The Division 3 is in development, so likely Ubisoft just wants to get done with that expansion and move on to Division 3. So like I said, my expectation for a release date is either December the 7th on the 1-year anniversary of Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, or if it is delayed, I can see it being released in January of 2025. However, in a more positive look or more optimistic look regarding the statement of Ubisoft wanting to move away from season passes and move more towards a traditional expansion model, hopefully this could indicate that after the second DLC for Frontiers of Pandora is released, Ubisoft would do an expansion for Frontiers of Pandora tying into Avatar Fire and Ash, releasing it around the time the movie releases, that being December 2025. I do hope Ubisoft does work on Frontiers of Pandora, continues to work on the game after the second DLC is released, and then do a massive expansion, say early December 2025, thus doing a big update to the game, fixing many of the bugs that's still plaguing the game, which will not only bring back a lot of current players, but also bring in a lot of new players. But that is just me hoping or being wishful about this game. And of course, course, nothing of that is confirmed. But what do you think about this whole Ubisoft debacle? The only reason I'm really talking about this is because, of course, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, and I am also part of the Ubisoft Creator Program. But of course, I'm not gonna let that stop me from speaking my mind, speaking some concerns and frustrations about Ubisoft. But what I would like to know from you is, when do you think we will see Secrets of the Spire? Do you think we will still see it fall 2024? Or do you feel that Ubisoft is going to delay this? And if you've made it this far in the video, I do want to apologize if my voice sounds a little strange. I'm currently very sick at the moment, so I just wanted to go through this news and talk about these concerns and frustrations, but I do apologize that my voice sounds a bit strange. However, if you do want to see more Avatar content, have a look at the rest of my channel, and until next time, have a fantastic day and stay safe.